fans needed to be listened to, and they certainly made their voices heard on Sunday. What are your thoughts on what happened?
It was a difficult day for us. Of course, we wanted to play. We wanted to beat Liverpool, for the fans even, because our job has to be on getting good performances, good results on the pitch. That's the players' focus, that's my focus. And but as I said before the game, we have to listen. We have to hear the fans' voice. It has to be in a... It's everyone's right to protest. It has to be in a civilized manner, though. It has to be in a peaceful manner. And unfortunately, when you break in, when police officers get injured, scarred for life, that's too far. That's one step too far, and unfortunately, that is now. When it gets out of hand like this, it's a police matter. It's not about showing your opinions anymore.
Per Carlson.
Yes, hello
Hey.
there. As a manager, do you hope that the owners will communicate with the fans, both to ease some of the tension, but also to give you and your players an opportunity to focus on important games ahead without having to think about games being cancelled and whatever else?
Of course, it's my job, my focus has to be on the results, but you don't really need to be a rocket scientist to see that we have challenges and frictions and things that have to be dealt with the communication. Other individuals than me, of course, have started already with discussing with the fans, communicating with fan groups, which is going to be massive for us going forward. I think the players have done terrific to be where they are. I would be sad if the players got their season or all the good work they've done disrupted. So our focus is on playing well and getting to a final now.
James Samundra.
Ole, it looks like fans will plan further protests if it feels like, if they feel like they're not being heard by the owners. What would be your message to those fans at the moment?
Well, a little bit what I've said here as well. Of course, we want to listen. It has to be in a peaceful manner. It's important. Please voice your opinions. We know, as I've said, as a club, we need to communicate better. And as I said, that's I can refer back to the apologies. They've all accepted it came out wrong and it was the wrong thing to do, which is a start. Let's continue on that. My work is I know that our fans would want a team that is likeable, that is playing attacking football, that is scoring goals, winning trophies, being humble, work hard towards getting better results so they can identify with them. We want to be a Man United team, and I know that for our fans, results are important. My job and my responsibility are the results, and we want to get back to winning trophies. We haven't won for a while, and it's of course something we're working on, and as I said, that's my responsibility. But I'm sure our fans can see that what the players are doing.
Carl Anker.
Good afternoon, Ole.
Hiya.
If I could talk a little bit about Manchester United on the pitch.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about, I want to mention a little bit, you keep talking about fitness, the fitness levels, and how you often use that as a complimentary term describing players like Paul Pogba and Cavani. In a season like this, that's so compacted, where you're playing games nearly every single midweek, how do you adapt the fitness training for your players to get them up to speed?
You know, we've got great staff, fantastic fitness staff. They are. You've got to work on. It's been a process since I came in. Since I came in, we brought some young staff in. Young Charlie has been tremendous. We're working on robustness, resilience, being able to play 50 games for Man United a winning Man United team has players who can play 45, 50 plus games at a high standard. So, and that's lifestyle. That is what we do in training, having good habits, recovering well. When you don't play, periodize it really well, so you know that, okay, you're going to play in 10 days. It needs planning. You need to, okay, you're playing in 7 days, you can train hard now, you might be a sub. When you're a sub, I know how difficult it is to get the complete match fitness by not playing full games. When you play games, you get into rhythm, and of course then all you hope for is not getting injuries. Sorry, say again. Yeah, you want?
Colin.
Yes, Carl. Just to follow up.
Go on, Carl.
Sorry, so to bring it back to recent events, when you miss a game like on Sunday, does that affect your periodization? Are there players now who have to adjust again for Thursday and for Sunday coming?
Yeah, it's changed the whole cycle. Yes, of course it has done, because we had a game Thursday, prepared for Sunday again, so we couldn't. Sunday would have been a perfect day to test them again physically, but it was a day off. It was more of a mental challenge. Then Monday was a harder day in training, so it changes the whole thing, the whole plan. But you've got to be adaptable. In the world that we are in now, you can't just think that it's going to be. You're going to get the fixture list in August, and it's not going to change. So, and the boys have been terrific at that, and adapting to different challenges. But let's get through to questions about the game instead.
Jamie Jackson.
Hi, Ole.
Hiya.
Given everything we've spoken about, should one of the Glazers actually speak directly to fans, have a conversation?
You know, I've been communicating with the owners. I've got an apology personally. They've apologised to the fans how this came out. I can't. I know that there has started communication between other individuals than me and the fans, and it, as I said, it is a difficult position to be in for me. This, because I've got to focus on the football, and it's. I've always had a good relationship, and they listen to me, and they do listen to the fans, and I'm sure there'll be better communication coming.
Frederick Philbets.
Ole?
Yeah.
What kind of approach do you have to a football game going into it with a full goalie? How do you make sure the players don't get too confident?
It's going into the game wanting to win the game, play a good game of football, approach it as it's as a team. We need to develop, we need to improve. We know we're not at the standard yet where we can go into a game thinking we can play on the result. We're not going to play on the result. We're going to play to win that game, and that's the only way I think we should approach these games, to develop, to test ourselves, challenge ourselves. Of course, there might be 1 or 2 changes in the selection because of the games coming up as well. But we have to get into a final. Everyone says it's done. It's not, because I've seen bigger upsets than this. And Roma has been part of big upsets. They beat Barcelona not long ago after being 4-1 down.
Simon Stone.
Hi Ole, you've mentioned that you want to talk about the game, and that's understandable. You talk to us sometimes 4 times a week in various guises. How disappointing is it that you're on the verge of reaching a final as a Manchester United manager for the first time after so many disappointments, and because of factors outside your control, the entire debate is around the ownership of Manchester United and their communication and what they're doing wrong?
Of course, as I've said here, my focus I have to have laser focus on the football, but also understand there are views and challenges ahead outside the football pitch. But my focus has to be on what's going to happen in the next 3 weeks on the pitch, and then let's see. But as I said, the right to protest peacefully. Everyone's got a human right to be heard and the voice to be heard, but it has to be peacefully. You know, when you step out of line, when you break on the pitch, break into dressing rooms, I think that's one step too far. And then when it becomes police matters, it's not really, that's not nice, and it's not been helped by certain individuals. And I have to say that's another part of it. But that's your end of it. Not you, Simon, but that's your end of it.
Ivan Holt.
Hi, Ole.
Hi.
Mason Greenwood can make his 100th appearance for the club tomorrow. Can you say a bit about what you told him to work on this season, and what kind of player do you expect him to be in 5 years?
Oh, thanks. You know, we spoke before the Liverpool game. That was going to be his 100th game, and we said let's score a winner, for example. That's you know, that's what he does. He scores goals. He's really added the link-up play. He's so clever. He's so clean on his build-up play. He's giving assists. Decision making is one thing. Of course, if he's going to be a wide right, if he's going to be a centre forward, it's the filling out, getting used to having players in your back, facing the wrong way. But if you want to be a number 9, you're going to get hurt. It's going to you've got to stick your head in, break your nose once in a while, and he's a pretty boy, and I'm not sure if he wants to do that. So, but that's a challenge for him. So we've got loads of work, and just keep doing what he does. He's only 19, and he's doing the right things on the training grounds. I'm very, very happy with him.
Can I just check before we go any further? Are there any Italian journalists that would like to ask a question? If you'd like to raise your virtual hand, we can come to you. No? Doesn't look like there is any. Okay.
Okay.
Last 2 questions. Andy Mitten?
I'm Italian.
You can speak Italian as well, can you?
I wish. As good as you can. Have you had any joy convincing Edinson to see the light and to stay at Old Trafford for the next season at least?
We've had some good conversations, some good chats lately, and even though the decision is still in his court, I'm still hopeful, and maybe more so, you know, when you see him on Thursday against Rome, and then after that game talking to him about when you do that in front of the Stretford end, full Stretford end, that's different, that's magic, and I'm still hopeful, yeah.
Well, last question for James Cooper.
Hi.
Hiya.
I know you're positive, I know you're constructive, that's the way you go about things. So looking ahead, you want to have a United Football Club, that's what it's all about. Does this situation, can it be fixed, can it be mended, and how does it go about that? Because it has to be mended if you want this to be a United Football Club, doesn't it?
Of course, it has to be a United Football, and to make things grow, you need to give it some patience as well. And of course, I'm hopeful that in time we can unite and come together. Because frictions and challenges, sometimes that's good. Sometimes it can move things forward. And the last few weeks have been difficult. Of course, don't have to be a rocket scientist to see that. And I've had backing. I've got to say, I've been put in charge, and I'm responsible for the results. I'm responsible for the football matters, and I understand fans want to see results and trophies. We're hoping that they can see this team is going places, is moving forward, and that can see that the process we're in. And hopefully we can get to a final tomorrow. That's the short term fix, is to get to a final, and then we'll have to take it from there again.